Well, if you're a mom, you know that today you'll be celebrated, but every other day it's a pretty challenging job to raise children. It is definitely challenging in these times because kids are bombarded with negative influences from everything from the internet and to violent games, sexual images in movies and TV, and they're surrounded by pop culture. So busy parents have to figure out how to best bring up their kids. You know the kind of kid you want to raise. Rebecca Hagelin knows she's got 3 kids, and she's the author of 30 Ways in 30 Days to Save Your Family. We're all ears. She has 3 teenagers, in fact. She's also a syndicated columnist, and she's joining us now. Thanks so much for being with us. Great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here on Mother's Day.
Well, 3 kids, and you still have time to be a very successful syndicated columnist, and you have now these tips, news that every mom can use, and hopefully the dads pay attention to because we need their support as well. It is a difficult time to raise a child, and you want to raise a child that's very grounded and feels secure and certainly is safe. What's the #1 tip?
The #1 tip is to do what I call deliberate parenting. It's waking up every morning purposed in your heart that today, on this one day, I will pass my timeless values on to my child rather than letting the culture do it by default. On this day, I will show my children that I love them through giving them some warm, meaningful touch. I will remind them of my commitment to them for the long haul, that I'm watching their back, and I will paint a vision for them of a bright future so that my children understand why I have the rules that I have.
A bright future is a very optimistic view, really, of where we are, because we have to be realistic with our kids, too. I've talked a lot on the air about how young children should even start to learn about money and how to manage their lives and stay organized. And a lot of parents have lost their jobs and they've lost their savings, and that Ivy League college education they wanted for their child may not be possible. How do you talk to your kids about things like that?
Well, in 30 Ways in 30 Days, I actually have 3 chapters that have to do with money. They teach the principles of the free market system, the importance of thrift, good stewardship, connecting things with working hard, but there are also chapters in there on how to build character in your child. There's a very, very special chapter in there called Write a Letter to Your Teen, and this is the chapter where you give an undeniable commitment of your love for your child in your own handwriting. You sit down and you really think about that vision. When I talk about a vision, I'm talking about the kind of dreams and hopes we have for our children. And in today's negative society, our children aren't always given a big vision for their future. But moms and dads should always hold that in front of our children.
Sure.
So they can aspire to be people of grace and integrity and marked by character and fidelity. But they're only going to do that if we deliberately and put that into their lives every morning.
Rebecca, so basically even if times are tough, if we present a positive image and reinforce how much we love our children and that we have their backs, we can send them on a positive path. But along the way, you write about it, they're going to see a lot of negative and potentially damaging images, whether it's a storefront or something on the internet. You really can't control everything. Should you try to control some?
Well, what you're not doing is controlling the outside.